Hey everybody, now we're going to do multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Excuse me, sorry. I have to take a drink. Alright, so I'm just telling you that this property exists. It's not like I'm ever going to ask you, what's the fundamental property of rational numbers. But I need you to understand that if you have a fraction, okay, like a over b, and you multiply anything by it, c, okay, then it doesn't change the value of a over b. For example, if I take 1/2, okay, or let's do 2/3, and I multiply everything by x, or even if I took 2/3 and I multiplied everything by 4, okay, I would get 8/12. 8/12 reduces to 2/3, just like 2x over 3x also reduces to 2/3. It doesn't change the value of a over b, just like it doesn't change who I am if I'm 50 pounds heavier or 50 pounds lighter. All right, also, you can only cancel out common factors. So for example, if this was 2x over 3y, I cannot cancel that x and the y. It's not the same thing. Or if you had y minus 2 over 2, you cannot cancel those 2's and just get y, or get like cancel that out and get like y minus 1. All right, you have to do y over 2 and then negative 2 over 2, and that simplifies. So you need to be really careful because those are common mistakes. All right, there is a graphic organizer. There's a blank one and then the answer keys. If you just want something with a couple of problems that are worked out for like easy reference, if you want to get those. Hang on one second, guys. All right, so for multiplying rational functions, first, factor the numerator and denominator. I like to do it in different colors. And then you multiply across, okay? Then you cross reduce to cancel out common factors, and then you rewrite. But don't multiply out. You'll see what I mean when I say don't multiply it out. Oh, same thing. Okie dokie. All right, so for example, 5p minus 5, I'm going to factor that. I can take out a 5, and so I get p minus 1. That 3p squared and the p can't be factored. The 10p minus 10 can. So if I take out a 10, I get a p minus 1. And I'm really excited because I have those two p minus 1s. So I'm going to rewrite this thing with my factors. Right? And when I do that, I'm going to write it as one big thing, because when you multiply, you can just multiply across. Right, 10p, oopsies, minus 1. Let me take that off. There we go. I needed a sound effect, obviously. All right, only funny to me. All right, and then let me write this originally there. 3p squared p. All right, so it looks crazy, but let's see. Like this p minus 1 and that p minus 1 go bye-bye. This 5 and 10. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. All right, so now what I have left is 1 times 3p squared. Then I have p times 2, which is 2p, and then that canceled. So that's what I have now. I guess this guy. All right, p squared and p. This is like p times p, so I can take one off, and then that's just p. So now what I have is 3 over 2p. You can rewrite this as 3 over 2p, or the p on top. Either way, that means the same thing, and that's our answer. All right, so this crazy guy, this wild and crazy guy, I don't know if you've ever watched SNL from Saturday Night Live from like late 80s, early 90s. Anyway, can be reduced to 3p over 2. Let's do another one. All right. Factor each thing. So 2r plus 4. Take out a 2, so I get r plus 2. 3r and 5r don't simplify. 5r plus 10. I can take out a 5 and I get r plus 2, and I'm happy because I have something in common. I can write it as one fraction. Okay, so 2r plus 4 is 2, r plus 2. And then I have that 3r, and then I have a 5r. And then that 5r plus 10 is really 5r plus 2. Don't multiply any of this out. You're going to come right back here. All right, r plus 2, r plus 2, r. So what I have is 2 times 3, that's 6. 5 times 5, 25. So I'm done. So that guy just reduces to 6 over 25. All right, this, I need you to understand that anything by itself, like this is the exact same as over 1. All right, just like 5 is the same as 5 over 1. Or if it just had the number 7, that'd be the same as 7 over 1. So p minus 4, I can't factor anything. 3, I can't factor anything, but this 5p minus 20, I can, and I can take out a 5. And I'm left over with p 24. All right, so I'm going to write one thing. So I have that p minus 4. Then I have that 3. Then I have that 1. Then I have 5. Oops. 5. P minus 4. Right, p minus 4, and there's nothing else. So I just have a 3 on top, and then 1 times 5 on the bottom. Okay, not too bad. You just factor everything first, put it back together, and cancel. Okay, it's going to be fine. Let's do this guy. Okay, 3xy plus 3x squared. We can take out a 3x because they both have a 3 and they both have an x. So this guy left over is y, plus sign, and then there's an extra x. And we're super happy because there's a 3x over here on the bottom. I can't do anything with that 1 or that y or that 3x. Everything else stays the same. So this guy, I'm going to write, because I factored it, and then write everything else times 1, y times 3x. Then I can cancel this 3x and 3x. So what I have left with is just y plus x over y. All right, I can leave it like this, or y over y plus x over y. I can like split it up into two fractions. And y over y is simplified to 1 plus, and then x over y cannot be simplified. So it's either y plus x over y, or you could simplify it to 1 plus x over y. All right, so here, I want to do a really hard one to show you that just it doesn't matter. We're just going to baby steps. All right, let's hope I can write small enough. I get 2g squared plus 13g plus 20. All right, since there's a number here, we have to do 2 times 20. That's 40. So I'm going to do what multiplies to give me 40, adds to give me 13, 8, and 5. So I'm going to do 2g plus 8g, 5g plus 20. This is the hardest you would get, okay? And if you were totally fine up to this point, fabulous. All right, now there's 4 terms, so I'm going to do this guy. So 2g, so I have a 1 plus g squared. I have a g plus 4. This is going to be g plus 4. And if this was a 5g and I have a g left, I took out a 5. So he's really 2g plus 5. This is g plus 4. I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper. Um, 2g plus 5, g plus 4. Right, now let's do the next one. 2, you can't see that. 2g squared minus 8g. I can take out a 2 and they both have a g, so I have a g minus 4. Okay, let's do the next one. G, let me write that down real quick too. 2g, g squared minus 5g plus 4. All right, so there's no number there like there was over here. So we're going to figure out what multiplies to give me 4, adds to give me negative 5. I get negative 1, negative 4. Second, negative 1 times negative 4 is 4. Negative 1 plus negative 4 is negative 5. So it is g minus 1, g minus 4. And we're pretty happy because we had a g minus 4 and now we have another g minus 4. All right, then we have this 25 minus 4g squared. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of g squared is g. So I have 1 plus and 1 minus. And I'm also pretty happy because I have a 2g plus 5. And even though this doesn't look like a 2g plus 5, it is. Because like 9 plus 7 is 16, just like 7 plus 9 is 16. But you can't go the opposite way. Let me show what I mean. Just a side note. 9 plus 7 and 7 plus 9, those are both 16. But 9 minus 7 is 2. And then 7 minus 9, that's not 2, that's negative 2. All right, so if you have addition, you can flip it back and forth, but you cannot do that here for subtraction. All right, let me write that down. Okay, so these are all the factors. I'm like nearly positive. Yeah. I'm nearly positive. So let me take this. I'm going to, where'd you go? There we go. I'm going to take all of it off so that I can simplify now. All right, so we were, okay, 25 minus 4g squared was 5 minus 2g, 5 plus 2g. And we talked about how 5 minus 2g, you can't switch it around, but you can switch 2g plus 5. Then the 2g squared plus 13g plus 20 was 2g plus 5, g plus 4. Then 2g squared minus 8g, that was 2g, g minus 4. And then the last guy, g squared minus 5g plus 4, that was g minus 1, g minus 4. Okay, so that's everything. I'm going to write it as one huge fraction. All right, so 2g plus 5, g plus 4. Then this guy, is 2g